Some interesting thoughts which come to me when I say these topics. Example, yesterday I was reading and I was also viewing news, and also some social media activists were posting items on the concept of what has happened in recently in Kuwait. Recently, a Gulf operator had to, his the plane developed some snags, and so people traveling, they had to stop, they had to take a break in Kuwait so that rectifications could be carried out to the aircraft, or a new aircraft could be brought in, and the passengers can be reloaded and taken. And the immediate possibility was not there, so they had to be, so most of them were brought into the lounge. And the exceptional thing was, all passport holders other than Indians were retained in the lounge, and all of them were taken away and given separate hotels, and they could go and they were offered transport. They were provided every facility except Indian passport holders. What a shame. This happened to me personally when I was traveling in Malaysia. And I was traveling to Malaysia, and I also traveled to Australia, and I was passing through Singapore. My friend and I had a layover about 8 hours in Singapore. And so we went and thought that we will have a look at Singapore, because we had, easily we could see Singapore in 5 hours and come back, and then we can have a dinner and then catch a late night flight which we are going to Australia. When we went to the counter, every other passport holder, I saw Germans, I saw Italians, I saw French, I saw British, all of them were permitted for these transit passes, and they were allowed to go into Singapore. The only passport holders who were denied were Indians. Well, that goes to show the weakness of our passport. Why? Because of the poverty and the situation in India, even at that time, people used to jump ship. When I say jump ship, that was the concept of the olden days. Most of us used to travel by ships to other ports. And at that time, many of the passengers who were coming from poorer countries used to escape into the other country and travel to their other nations by hook or by crook. Nowadays you call them illegal immigrants. That time it was called jumping ships. So, in the same manner, many Indians used to take transit visas, enter Singapore and disappear. They become illegal residents, and they are known as the other workers. Now, what has happened? In many cases, what has happened to other workers. So, why am I bringing this subject up? I am bringing this subject up because if we are a strong country like Malaysia, or even like Singapore, or like the EU, we would not. I spoke about two Eastern nations. I am now talking about the West. If we had a strong economy, we had a powerful economy, if everything goes strong for India, nobody will expect Indians to jump ship where they go. And getting transit visas will be very, very easy. It happened to me even in Cairo. Before 2008, when I was in Cairo for a visit, all other passengers, all other tourists were let in without any scrutiny. Indian passport holders were kept away. They had to get the transit agent, tourist agent to come in, certify on behalf of us that we will go back, return to India. A country like Egypt, imagine, even there we were not let into that country without a guarantee. What a shame. Shouldn't we be ashamed of ourselves? And we keep whining about GST and again and again in tax. See, unless we pay the tax, unless what we earn, we disseminate the money that we have towards the development of the country, how are we ever going to make this a rich, powerful country? Think about the car, think about it, please. I'm always bringing back the subject to development, growth, taxation, because we have become a set of whiners and we have become a set of selfish brats. That is the exact word I would say, selfish brats. We are not interested in a nation which has given us everything, food, shelter, lodging, and everything it has given us. But we are not taking it in the right spirit. Shouldn't we contribute, keep on contributing, so that our future generations will not have and feel the shame which we have gone through, the shame that we have to face at every stage of our life when India was developing and when it was not developed. Because of the background, I have already explained the background from which we have come, Indians have come through. And today, I think that to challenge the world, we have to participate in the economic development of India. See, everywhere we see that Indians are derided. We are shown a beautiful city and we go as tourists to US. But has anybody gone to Los Angeles? Have you gone to Seattle? To those other inverted comma places? Where open defecation takes place? People are living on the streets. Have anybody gone into that? There are so many people, vagrants, who are willing to kill you for $1. In one experience, when I was sitting in a bench in Toronto, and I was just waiting for a bus, and when somebody said the bus will not come, take a tube, a girl of 14 years old came and offered herself for $1. Can you imagine that state? India has not reached that stage as yet. It happened to me in Toronto, personally. So we are not on a weak stage. We are weak because we have been forced to think that we are incompetent and we will not be able to reach the levels of the West, which have been living off the slavery of the blacks and living of the slavery of even the Indians when we went as indentured laborers to all their colonies and to work in their fields and in their what you call plantations. In spite of that, we are growing. Think about, I spoke about in a previous video about Pragati. Pragati, a concept developed by Modi, our PM, by which we were able to generate 2.4 lakh worth of infrastructure projects which have been completed, which are not pending, just completed. And today Nitin Gadkari, our roadways minister, is looking at a concept of 6 lakh crores of investment on roads. 6 lakh crores. I don't know what is the number of figures in 6 lakh crores. I don't know, somebody talks to me in trillions of dollars also, you will not understand what is happening. But that is what we are looking at, what the 6 lakh crores of worth of investment are willing to make. Where is it going to come? It is going to come from our GST and from our income tax. Let us not crib and always keep on whining if one single percentage takes place in our income tax or in our GST. It is not somebody is taking. Previously, yes, there was corruption. There was a lot of leakages. As our Rajiv Gandhi said, 1 rupee was given, 1 paise went and 99 paise did not reach the poor. But today, on the contrary, I can say at least 90% reaches the people and 10% is siphoned away. Give it time. We will all wake up to the reality when we are comfortable, when we are, when everybody is out of that basic level of need. When I say need, when I say that need for corruption, for the additional funds, when we come out of that morass, I am sure that India will be a leading light and we will be able to be leaders for the world. As the study of Oxford said, the Pragati is a concept that other developing economies have to emulate. I am sure Pragati will be Like Pragati, most of India's projects will be other countries to emulate. Thank you.